I started as a collector, and I noticed that nobody was showing the work I wanted. I couldn't find it. Either I had to scour the internet forever, I had to contact galleries in Europe, Asia, South America. There was very, very few people, nobody in the United States or Canada, was showing the type of work I wanted to show. So I moved from being a collector to opening a gallery. And as a matter of fact, some of the pieces I've shown were from my own collection. And that's how it all started, as a labor of love, truly, and also a void in the market. So the name of the gallery, Industry, I think perfectly captures the curatorial message I wanted to send to our collectors and to the world. All of the designers we work with about 14 designers, all use industrial materials. His material of choice is motherboards, keyboards, computer towers, and recycled hardware. And he has basically taken these industrial materials, which have no life of their own, and given them their own identity, and it's basically given life to objects which were previously totally inanimate, and created what I think are these remarkably unique pieces of design. So all of the designers we work with at Industry are using commonplace materials, like I said, not just cement even, but also plastics. One of my designers uses rubber and plastics and polyurethane tubing. So they're all using it, taking these everyday materials, mundane materials, and reinventing them. Extraordinary, and nobody uses towers anymore. Nobody uses computer towers or CPU stands. So we have landfills full of computer towers, and so we scoured the computer stores for them and took them apart. And through taking them apart, he took every single piece and then started to put them back together. And through rivets. So he riveted them all together. You see the drive here. You'll see, the backboards, and actually even the pillow is made of computer ribbon tape, which you don't see anymore. So we always have new technology that's basically coming along every year, every day. The technology is changing, and it's making obsolete the previous technology, which ultimately ends up in a landfill. So Ben wanted to make a statement with his pieces about how technology is so essential to our lives, but it's also creating a tremendous amount of waste at the same time. You look at, these are just the amount of computers that it took to make these pieces. It's just a dozen or a few computers, but think about it. I mean, there's millions of computers, hard drives, CPUs from decades of use out there. And so his statement was also how he wanted to show not just how this waste was being created, but how he could recycle it and give it new life and make it more, I don't want to say green per se, because, but make it more environmentally friendly. How comfortable is the sofa? The sofa is very comfortable. The computer ribbons are extremely comfortable, actually. They're filled, so they're actually, he wraps them. This is a pillow, and there's a filling inside. There's a foam filling inside. But the cushions are extremely comfortable. But the beauty of it is that it's totally exposed. So you can see, the computer's turned inside out, so you can actually see the bits and pieces that nobody ever knew. Everyone is now, more than ever, certainly more than ever, very conscious of how their work affects the environment, extremely conscious of how it will survive and last. Whether they're lighting designers, and now they're having to work with LED lights, which they never had to do before, whether they're working with plastic or cement, and what happens to that over periods of time. So everyone's using these industrial objects, but now repurposing them, but also thinking very, very closely about what impact it has on the environment. And we get lots of questions as well from people who collect from the gallery about the effect of these pieces on the environment. For example, computers. Somebody asked us yesterday, well, won't this off-gas or emit some sort of, noxious gas? But they don't, actually. All the designs have come up, each of them brilliantly have come up with a way to completely make green their designs so that they truly are environmentally friendly. So the gallery is located, we have two, one in Washington, D.C., one in Los Angeles. And I do actually work right now with some Latin American designers. I work with Sammy Hayek from Mexico. We did an exhibition. He was one of the first exhibitions I did in my new gallery in Los Angeles. He was born in Mexico. He lives now full-time in Los Angeles. And all of his pieces are produced in Mexico with local artisans, and so that he can give back to the communities. So he works with extraordinary materials. And then also Sergio Matos from Brazil is another extraordinary talent. Pedro Paulo Franco from Brazil. These are two young Brazilian talents who I think are going to be quite huge. As a matter of fact, Pedro Paulo Franco was chosen by the Campagna brothers as one of the top young emerging Brazilian designers to watch. And so the idea to bring these young talents, particularly from Latin America, from Brazil, from Mexico, here to Miami or to the United States, and to give them that broader audience is very grateful, very satisfying.